Hi, my name is Shelley and I'm making this video because I want to share with you my heart about what's going on with the school system right now. I am a grandmother, 3 children, they've grown up, they're adults, they have families. I am a grandmother of 4, hopefully more to come. I'm looking at what's going on around me. I live in the Detroit area and I'm like, wow, we are literally at war in our education system. We are at war. And I've decided I have to speak up. I have to speak up. I have to speak up. And I've decided I'm going to make this video and have some others made, and I'm calling them Educating Your Children in Wartime. Because we are at war. Right now, we have mandates being released here, there, and everywhere requiring children ages 2 and up to wear masks all day, either in daycare or at school. We have schools that are pushing children to get vaccinated without parents' permission. I mean, isn't that crazy? Crazy! And you're probably thinking, well, okay, what are you doing? Just making a video? Well, I homeschool my kids. And then after my youngest grew up, finished school, I got involved starting a micro school, essentially. We have, I think, around 60 kids right now, but it's a combination of traditional and homeschooling. And at that time, we started it because we were concerned parents, and we were concerned then about what was going on in our schools, and thought we can't keep doing this. We have to do something for our children, and it's just gotten worse. And so now we have people coming and banging on our doors saying, "Can we come to your school?" And as much as we want to say yes, we are so full. We can't. The building that we have, we don't have room. We don't have space. So I'm like, I've got to speak up. I've got to say something so I can help parents who are going, I got to do something. And first of all, I want to say, good job. You're doing something, because part of the issue here, the primary issue, is actually schools. We have schools who've forgotten who they are and parents who have forgotten who they are. Schools do not actually have the authority for educating children. Parents do. You as parents have the God-given authority for the education of your children. Schools have delegated authority. Delegated. Parents who register their children for school, they are saying, here, school, I have decided upon you, and I'm authorizing you to educate my child, knowing and trusting that you are going to respect my ultimate authority here. But schools have forgotten that, and so now they're making decisions and telling parents, we don't care what you think, we don't care what you say, we don't care about your concerns, we're doing it anyway. So rightly so, parents are taking their kids out of school because this is not acceptable. We are at war in our nation for the education of our children. Somebody moved into those schools, somebody invaded and said, I'm in control now. I'm taking over the education of these children, and we don't care what parents think. We're in charge. We're going to form them. We're going to decide what they can do and can't do. We're going to decide. We're going to fill their minds with thoughts and feelings and a worldview that actually rejects their parents' authority. We are at war. So it's good. Those of you who've taken your kids out, well done. That's the first place to start. Now, in light of the fact that so many private schools are complying to these mandates, parents are feeling trapped. They feel like they have no option but to homeschool, and some of them are freaking out, going, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. I just want life to go back to normal. Well, get over that. It's not going back to normal. It's not. So let's just move on from there. And you actually had a whole year where you had to figure something out when the schools were locked down. When there was lockdown and everyone was home, you had a year to figure it out. So probably unwittingly, the government gave you an exercise for problem solving. And so here you are again. You're going to have to do some problem solving. So what I'm going to offer you doesn't look like virtual school. Some of you are doing virtual school. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. We're not doing that. Okay? Now, you might end up doing some things online, whatever. But what I'm going to talk to you about is not that. That's gross. Don't even go there. Just throw that out the window. We're not doing that kind of schooling. I'm going to share with you how to homeschool, very simply. It's possible. I have my notes here, sat down, wrote some bullet points so I can be succinct. So here's the first thing I want to tell you to do. I want you to relax. Take a big breath and relax. Schools are starting. Your kids aren't going to be there, and you're like, they're not probably going to get started by the end of next week or early next week. It's okay. They're going to be fine. Give yourself some time to figure it out. Some of you might be looking at your house and going, hey, this is a great time for us to sell it. Let's sell and downsize and get in something simpler so one of us can be home with the kids. That's a good idea, by the way. Stay home. If one of you can stay home, please do it. Your kids need you. They need you. They need you. And Sarah, here's another thing I want you to think about right now. If you have children that are in high school, you probably have thoughts like, if I homeschool them, what about their graduation requirements? What about their their career plans and those things? What am I going to do? What am I going to mess it all up? All right, we're in a war. I want you to take all those thoughts. I want you to put them in a capsule, and I want you to put it on the shelf. We'll deal with that later. Right now, the issue is, what are you going to do right now? What are you going to do tomorrow? We're going to face this one day at a time. Okay? Right now, your goal has to be educating your kids for their life, for their discipline, for their growth and formation. That's your purpose. That's your goal. To equip them for life. To keep them moving forward. So let me just tell you right now that homeschooling, a good homeschooling regimen is not complicated. There are just 3 things that you need to do. 1, 2, 3. 3 things. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. Really, that's all you need. At all grade levels. I had to check my notes to make sure I said that. At all grade levels. Kindergarten up through 12th grade. Reading, writing, arithmetic. If those 3 elements are present in their education, you have got a great start. And you're going to just need to start simply. You're going to have to take this one day at a time. Let me tell you, right up front, you have all authority to educate your children. And if your children are going to schools and in an environment that doesn't respect that authority, you're going to have to give some time for your children to be retrained, to understand that you actually have that authority. And it's going to take a little time. They're going to be excited about being homeschooled for about 5 hours. And then after that, they're going to be saying, no, I need to go back. I really do need to go. Mom, I need to go back to school. Mom, I want to go back to school. Please let me go back to school. I'm bored. Let me go. And you have to have a backbone because you are in charge of their education. And are you actually going to send them back? Are you going to give in to their feelings, their emotions, give in to their grief? Because they're going to be grieving the loss of a life that they've known. They're going to grieve. And you need to care for them, tend for them, hug them, love them, reassure them, but reinforce the fact that you are doing this because you do love them and you cannot let them suffer what they're going to experience, the bullying and the harassment that they're going to experience in the schools related to masking, vaccinating, and even some of the agendas related to CRT and others. I mean, I can't even imagine why parents are sending their kids to these schools. Anyway, so you're going to have to be in charge, and you're going to have to press in. It's going to take a while. In our little school, when people join us, especially when their kids are already a little older, I tell them it takes about a year, and to just give themselves a lot of grace, a lot of slack. Hopefully it won't take that long, but you just have to know that that's what you're in for. You're going to be taking back your ground. Just relax, press in, get some friends who can cheer you on, encourage you, and get right into it. Reading, writing, arithmetic. I'm not going to go into all of it here in this video. I'm going to make other videos. I have some friends who are going to help me with some videos. We're going to call this series Educating Your Children in Wartime. This is what you're going to do in wartime. So plan to start very simply. I'm going to talk to you about having a schedule. You have to have a schedule. Absolutely essential. So we're gonna have a video about that, and then we're gonna go into some details and some thoughts about reading, and options for you for writing, and then also options for you for math. And hopefully I can do those in shorter videos so that it doesn't take so much of your busy time to hear me out. I will say before I close off here that you can get going with reading. As you're figuring this out, you can get going with reading. Get your kids books, good books to read. There's a site that I'm going to put down below, a link. It's called treleaseonreading.com. It's a site connected to a man named Jim Trelease, who wrote a book called Read Aloud Handbook, which I recommend. But if you go onto his site, and then on the left is a bar of different things you can click on, and one of them is his book, Read Aloud Handbook. If you click on that and then look at the very last chapter, it's called the Treasury Book Reviews, and it's just this whole list of books that are a great resource for good reading. Because when I say reading, we're not talking trashy pop reading. You know, your children might want to do that on their spare time, but you want them to be reading good books. And we're going to talk about that whole dimension of reading. I'm telling you, that is the key. As a matter of fact, if you read his book, Read Aloud Handbook, you will be so inspired and encouraged and strengthened in a homeschool environment that by reading good literature, they are getting basically everything they need alongside math. So again, my name is Shelly. I don't even know if I said that in the beginning. If I didn't, I'm sorry. My name is Shelly. I really care about you. I really care about your life and your family. And I have to speak up, because this can't go on. We can't keep doing what we're doing. We have to get out of those systems, and we have to rebuild. And it starts with parents taking authority over educating their children. So God bless. Look for my next video, and we'll begin talking about how to get a schedule going. Alrighty. Bye-bye.